Board of Supervisor meeting this morning, December 5th. I want to thank you all for being here and hope you all had a great long weekend. Going to call our meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have anyone online, Hannah? Okay. Great. Could we get a motion to approve our demands and handwritten warrants?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Could we get a motion to approve our minutes of our regular meeting and work session held on December 1st, 2025, and also our work session on December 4th?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we go ahead and approve and accept those minutes and of the meetings and work sessions.
And I will second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll now turn the time over to our Sheriff, PJ Allred. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody today?
Great, thank you.
Good. So I do have one item today, asking for approval that we are able to, for out-of-state travel for our Lieutenant Susan Hill Patton from out of our jail right there to attend the National Jail Leadership Academy in Huntsville, Texas. It'll be in March 29th through April 3rd. Of course, we know that we've been pretty lucky with our accreditations and all things we do, and we work hard at it, and that comes with our leadership that we have, from TJ down to everybody. And of course, she can go to this, and she's excellent in the jobs that she does, and she'll be able to bring some of that training back to us to bring us up to date on just the most current of things that are going on in the jail institutions and situations. So we're asking for that. That we're able to send her to that training.
Okay. Any questions or concerns?
Anything we can do to make things better out there, that's what we want to do. I have no problem with it.
And I looked, Sheriff, I looked at the agenda for the training, the seminar, and it's full. It's not a vacation away from work. It's actually it looks like it's a very good use of time. So I approve that out of town travel also.
Can we get a motion?
Go ahead and make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel for Susan Hill Patton for the Leadership Academy in Huntsville, Texas.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Now turn the time over to Mindy Young with our Superior Court. Good morning, Mindy.
My first request this morning is Superior Court is seeking a notice of approval by the Board of Supervisors for reappointment of the pro tem judges for fiscal year 26-27. It's the same as it has been. Honorable Travis Ragland will continue to be a full-time paid employee or appointee. Jerry Landau will continue to be a part-time unpaid appointee, and William Richardson will continue to be a part-time unpaid appointee. I'm submitting the request now because the documentation is due to the state by March, and we need board approval for that.
Great, thank you. Questions or concerns?
No questions here.
None.
Okay.
I'd go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and approve and express gratitude, especially for Judges Landau and Richardson, who are doing this at no cost, but also for our great judge Travis Ragland, that we go ahead and approve these pro tem appointments for fiscal year 26-27.
I will second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. My second request is get my head on straight here. So I need permission to ratify a limited services contract with Dr. Scott Nagley and process counseling and assessment. And this would be for fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27, October 1st, 2025 through June 30, 2027. This contract actually covers court-ordered assessments for individuals who are not on probation yet, individuals who are pre-trial. They're usually serious sex offenses, and these assessments are vital to their defense and probably the prosecution as well. This contract is sold and separate from the probation department, and he has agreed to the same rate and terms with no additional cost to the county. He's agreed to renew for 2 fiscal years since this is halfway over. So I would request permission to ratify that limited services contract.
Okay. Board, any questions?
Comment.
Comments?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to ratify this service agreement with Dr. Scott Nagel.
I'll second Supervisor Howard's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Brian Douglas with the Health Department.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good
I
morning.
have 2 items for you. The first item is we're requesting approval of the Arizona Prescription Drug Overdose Prevention Program, IGA, Amendment 1. Updates have been made to the original IGA. Items have been added to the scope of work that we were already doing or were expected to do, but they just added these items to the scope of work, and there's no additional work because of that. And they also updated a price sheet, $1,636.36 of an increase for fiscal year 25-26.
Okay. Questions,
comment.
comments?
I would just note, Brian, thank you very much for taking care of this. We at an earlier meeting this year, we had considered outsourcing this contract to a third party, and in looking through the coordination, you've got coordination with the medical examiner, behavioral health records, criminal justice, prescription drug history records, Department of Child Services records, emergency medical services, fire department records, next of kin interviews, public safety, hospitals, community organizations. Just the sensitive nature of this and the importance of making contacts and the gravity of the of the overdoses and the problem. I'm grateful that our county is in charge of this, and that we didn't outsource. And there seems to be they've raised the bar, but I think this, even though this is going to create some work, I think it's well worth it to know where our to try to get a better handle on the situation and possible prevention and certainly sharing information with the community in a timely and sensitive fashion. So thank you very much, and appreciate you taking over that. Okay. I'd go ahead and make a motion that we approve as requested the Arizona Prescription Drug Overdose Prevention Program, IGA Amendment Number 1.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
And our second item is we're requesting approval for out-of-state travel for Gavin Lawson and Lisa Maston to attend the annual Environmental Health Conference in Laughlin, Nevada from January 26, 2026 to January 29th. And the first 2 days of the conference is dedicated to attending the pool certification pool operator's certification, and that's required, and that license has to be renewed every 5 years. And Gavin and Lisa's, their certification is up and needs to recertify with that. And then the last 2 days of the conference, Gavin and Lisa will attend CEU courses to renew their registered sanitarian licenses. And the courses will meet their required annual 12 CEUs. And the total cost for this out-of-state travel will be less than $3,000 for the conference fees, hotel, and travel expenses. And these expenses were approved in the fiscal year 25-26 Health Department budget.
Appreciate the work that they do for us and keeping up on these licenses. It's very vital. They move forward, our community moves forward with it, so I have no issues with this at all.
And I looked at the agenda again, and it's full of really high quality training and getting their CEUs. They'd have to, unless it was online, they'd have to leave and travel to get CEUs anyway. So
Right.
it's a good idea. If you would forward a photo of Gavin on a jet ski in front of the conference center in a river, if you'll let me.
Is that a course or?
No, just in
it's
his
not.
off hours. I'd still love to have that. I'd go ahead and make a motion that we also approve the out-of-state travel for Gavin and Lisa to Laughlin, Nevada for a conference in January of 2026.
And I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Next, we'll hear from McCoy Hawkins with our IT department.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
As you know, we've budgeted and for some dispatch equipment for AI paging and CAD mapping, and we've been testing that over the last several months, and what we found out is the product was assumed that we had LTE service, and that's cellular service. Most PSAPs and their radio have LTE service now due to 800, 700 megahertz, and our project that we just went through, we stayed with VHF and turned it into digital, so we don't have a cellular piece to our dispatching services. So what we found is our radio paging and our page to pagers during this testing is working, and I'm going to play you an example, and then in the packet there's an example of what the text should look like.
Safford Fire. Respond to fire at 110 East 4th Street. Safford Fire.
So that is what the pager would receive, and there's other information on there once the officer or firefighter looks at their text or email or whatever, and we're not able to get texting out of our dispatch center with this product that we bought. So what I'm asking for today is a connector that connects our software that we currently have to the state rapid alerting, which is Rave. You know it as Rave. Motorola owns that piece of product, and Arizona DEMA purchased that. Manager Welker has talked to DEMA at some point in the last several weeks at one of his meetings, and DEMA is in the future going to keep paying for that piece of it, which is the most costly piece of alerting for the whole state of Arizona. They purchased this piece for all PSAPs in the state of Arizona, and I'm asking for $18,000, not to exceed $18,000, to get the connector that will connect our software that we've purchased to this piece at Arizona DEMA called Rave. And there's two pieces to Rave. Deputy Emergency Manager Colin Fanning uses the external piece And if you were in the area of the wildfires this summer, you got that alert on your phone if you were in the area that he chose. I don't know, I got it, but I lived in the area the wildfire was, so. So the internal piece is the piece that we will connect to from our dispatch center. And upon entry of a call, whether it's a fire, a medical, or even the example I'm going to give you is the tractor and vehicle accident in Thatcher a few weeks ago. That nature of call, what I don't remember what they put it in as, for people to get this text message, they will get it upon entry of call. So I know you gentlemen are on an administrative group of critical incidents in Graham County, and that includes flooding, wildfires, chemical spills, whatever it is. We have 52 of them groups. So, for instance, that was a bad accident. You would have been paged sometime during that call with some information, and there's an example in your packet of the text message of an example from an Alabama county. We didn't get one for our county, but that's the type of information you'd receive on a text message. At any time, the dispatcher is able to update that and retext it out with different information on it, or more information, I should say, if we had this piece that would connect all these pieces together. So what I'm asking for is our piece of this puzzle is rapid notification to connect to the state Arizona DEMA rave alerting system, which will automatically page any of our 52 groups that we currently have set up. Colin Fanning sent an email last week and informed us that I think Paul had asked him to look at setting these groups up in rave so that smaller groups could get paged or whatever. And speaking with him, this piece will make his job automated without him having to intervene physically and ask Dustin. I think Dustin has to approve the external messages. I don't know the policy they have in place there. This would make it automatic for Colin doesn't have to intervene, and these notifications will go out to these groups of people automatically if this was approved. So I think that's all the information that I was going to talk on, unless there's some other questions that you might have.
No, seems very necessary to complete the system.
Yeah, I agree, Supervisor, and we've invested a substantial amount of money in upgrading our radios and our system, and it would be, I think, very short-sighted not to have every tool available as long as we can afford it. And the $18,000 initial and the $1,500 annual cost for this is certainly doable. And as you mentioned, the individual groups, you know, the county with our dispatch, we are taking a leadership role and to offer these an opportunity for municipalities, individual municipalities, to have their own alert system, and or let's say, for instance, the city of Safford employees, a way of alerting all the employees. It's invaluable. You know, how do you put a price tag on it? There's, you know, fires, the flooding in Globe, Miami, and nationally. It's just more and more important that we are able to, when there's a problem, to be there and be a part of the solution, and not in a post-mortem setting afterwards. Why didn't we do this, or why didn't this happen, and what was the delay, or why wasn't there a notice? You know, and I feel very I'm very grateful for Colin and for you, McCoy, and IT and our law enforcement for their efforts in upgrading this, and it will continues to pay dividends and makes it a lot easier to sleep at night, knowing that our responsibility, that we've fulfilled that and will continue to and make save lives and property.
Great.
Go ahead and get a motion to approve the purchase of the capital software, unbudgeted capital software for $18,000 for RAVE,
I'll second Supervisor Howard's motion.
not to exceed $18,000, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, McCoy. We'll now turn the time over to Mark Kavanaugh with our planning and zoning. Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
So we have a special event liquor license that's being applied for from the Gila Valley Samaritan Home. It's for their annual Mardi Gras fundraiser, and this function will be held on February 21st, 2026.
Okay. Any questions?
No issues? Nope.
I was looking at and it's great to have them apply so far ahead of time and not have that last minute rush. But I was looking at their plan and they have 4 security officers. I didn't see licensed, I didn't see, deputies or law enforcement for security. And if those are volunteers, that'd be fine. I'm just thinking that's an awful lot of people for a small group. And there might be an opportunity for them to save a little more of their money that they anticipate making. But that would have to be an amended plan. But 4 certainly is plenty. And unless they're going to do shifts, if they're going to do short shifts and hit 2 and 2, that's I'm in the weeds. But no, it's a great opportunity for them, and sounds like fun. And I'd go ahead and approve their application.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank
you, Mark. Now I'll turn the time over to Manager Welker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Just one simple item under the board. We have Christmas coming up this year on December 25th. And we have half Christmas Eve is what we're requesting. Christmas Eve lands on a Wednesday, and Christmas Eve is not one of the typical days that we get off, of course, but it's been a tradition that we come to the board and ask for a half day off for all employees that are able to take it. For the 5-day-a-week employees, it'd be a 4-hour, and for the 10 employees, it'd be for 5 hours. So we're just requesting that the board do that as a tradition that we've given to the employees in the past.
Great.
Merry Christmas.
I think we ought to give them the morning hours off and have them work right into the evening, that half a day.
That wouldn't be very popular,
Okay.
but
I go ahead and make a motion to approve the half-day of Christmas Eve off for December 24th, 2025.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now take this opportunity for the Board of Supervisors and the County Manager to present a brief summary of current events. And we will start with Manager Welker.
thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Just a few updates on some of our projects. Our Main Street building remodel, the demo work continues to go on that building. We've had the contractor in there and the sprinkler contractor and the flooring contractor doing some demo and prep work to start framing. So that's moving along a little bit. Out at the fairgrounds, and later at 9 o'clock, we'll have some special guests that are already here with Mr. Dan Turley. We'll be doing a presentation for some of the improvements that we've done out there on the parking lots, but we'll save that for 9. But we also continue to move forward with Bowman. They're our design firm who we're working with on our master plan. And we are looking at mid-January to have some completed construction documents that'll give us the main water line design, which includes eliminating that second lower pond, pumping directly out of the upper pond, which is being fed with reclaimed water now, utilizing the 6-inch line that was installed about 15 years ago for a well, and that unfortunately never panned out, but we are able to reutilize that. And then it also includes all the laterals down to valve boxes and tree placement and landscaping throughout the park. So we are getting close to that. We hope once we receive those to prepare some bid documents rather quickly and hopefully have those out to bid around February. That's our plan. The project that is coinciding with that is our CDBG project, Community Development Block Grant Fund. Last week we got some good news that we won't have to do another environmental study out there. The previous one we did for the improvements on our playground area and bathrooms. They said they can reuse that, so that was really good news. And we'll expedite that project and save some money. We're working with Summit West Signs out of Tucson to refurbish the old fairground sign on Armory Road. I was told last week that they're fabricating the sign right now. They did a site visit earlier too. So we're hoping to see some progress on that sign project. We continue to work with Mr. Patrick Hewish. He's a local retired architect to help us with some courthouse improvements that we're hoping to start developing some plans and some renderings and get those in front of the board and of course our Superior Court staff to see where we go forward with that. On this Wednesday, we'll be a planning and zoning meeting, and they will hear for the first time the Casita Bill ordinance that we've developed. And as you may recall, the legislature passed a bill this last legislative session that mandated that all counties adopt an ordinance that will allow basically apartments and secondary housing on any property within the county. And every property is basically allowed at least one unit attached to the house and a second unit in the back. And if you're over an acre, then even more. The deadline for that was January. So the Plan and Zoning Commission will hear that again this week, and then that'll be brought to the board in January. So that's coming up, and we've provided renditions of that bill, that ordinance along the way, and we appreciate your feedback and work sessions and hope to have that in place by January. Central Park, we own a few acres over there in Central that was given to us by the school district half a century ago, and we've been developing plans on that. I want to thank Eric and Johnny for pulling a lot of our thoughts together and putting them on paper, and we're about 95% complete on that plan. We're working with Rainbird right now to come up with a sprinkler system plan for us, and we're hoping to get that out to bid in January. A couple years ago, we brokered a deal to purchase the Weech property right here to the east of us. Some of those provisions was that they were able to continue using that property for some time. The commercial piece just came back to us last week. I have the keys. Matt and I are going to go walk it this week, I think tomorrow, and start looking at what we need to do to get it, clean it out and rentable. In the meantime, a company called Arizona's Best Equipment, Best City Lift Incorporated, has been leasing that property from the Weeches. Per the board's direction, I met with Mr. John, who has that property, and we're going to go with just a month-to-month rent until we have that property rentable, which at that time we'll put it out to rent to the public for lease. Just a couple of updates out at the fairgrounds. Our crew out there continues to bring in some drainage rock around the retention ponds that we were able to build. And also we're reusing a lot of those cable barriers to improve around the parking areas to keep people off the fields. Very, very grateful for how quickly they were able to get out the premiums this year. The premiums are the payouts for the fair ribbons. If you got a ribbon, you got your premium in the mail, I think, last week. So kudos to Trey and his team for getting those out quickly. Just a couple of updates in some of our projects on the roads and engineering. We continue to work on the Gila River Linear Park and Trail. With that one, we are at the environmental phase, and they've had some people from Jacobson Engineering out doing environmental field work, the cultural resource piece, and that is going to take about 3 or 4 months. So that's the stage we're at there. And we're working towards stage 4 plans at this point. So that is moving along. A really big project we're working on right now is Tally Wash. So those bids have been out for a few weeks now. When Eric held his mandatory pre-bid meeting, they had 11 prospective bidders, which is very promising. And we'll be opening those bids at our next board meeting on January 5th. So we look forward to that. Engineering's also completed plans for Clough Avenue and the Sanchez Road, and they're currently working on Emory. Again, we're a little ambitious trying to get those 3 projects done. We're still hopeful we can. Limiting factors, of course, we're still down 6 guys in our highway department, but we're hopeful we can keep adding to that crew and can be able to get those projects done. And that's my report for now, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Manager Wilker. Now go to Vice Chairman David.
Thank you, Chairman Mack. On December, 2 weeks ago, Tuesday, was able to attend to represent Supervisor Howard at a Gila Valley Watershed Partnership strategic meeting, and they looked at that organization's direction and reviewed what they have done and opportunities, and appreciated the opportunity to, along with our county manager, to provide a little information and encouragement to them to grow that and to strengthen that. On Thursday, we had an elected officials meeting that was chaired by, of course, by Chairman Mack, and that went well. And then I went into a day-long series of hearings for the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control, reviewing applications and denials for licenses throughout the state, primarily in Tucson and Tempe this last time. I would comment on the quality and the generosity of and the talents of people throughout our building for the Christmas luncheon. That was you go to different departments and fill your plate at least once. The following week, there was we traveled together, and I'll leave this up to someone to finish reporting out, but we went to Benson to meet with our representative, Lupe Diaz, and we had some requests and just communicating with him. And then that night came back and marathon session, Safford City Council meeting, 3.5 hours, and at that meeting they had a change in management, and we have a good friend and people, someone who we worked with, have a high level of confidence, and appreciate Eric Bejarano as who was assistant city manager, is now the acting city manager. The following Wednesday, there was a hospital held a community partnership meeting. They're improving their facilities. They're backfilling their cancer center after their group that was maintaining the infusions and cancer treatments. They went ahead and they're bringing in another group and restoring that. And then later that morning, had good news. I went to attended remotely a National Association of Counties meeting and found out that that sitting on President Trump's desk is a bill to go ahead and pay the back pay as well as future pay, secure routes to school, SRS funding. And so the school districts that did not receive any funding, we have an opportunity to, in about 45 days from now, to go ahead and reconvene and talk about distributing those funds. And that's very hopeful, and it's great that that program has been funded for the 2 back years and the following year, and they're trying to make that permanent instead of subject to appropriations every year. And then I attended Eastern Counties Organization meeting. They're working on forestry and wolf issues are kind of on the back burner right now, but forestry issues and thinning of forests without having to burn the slash and the what they call the residue, the bark and things. They're trying to get a plant that uses that refuse or the byproducts of logging to generate electricity, like they're doing up in Snowflake. They're pushing in order to increase the number of acres thinned. They're working on trying to get something on the western part of or central Arizona and Flagstaff area. And that's pretty much my report. I got 1 or 2 quick things left. The next morning, I did travel that night to Phoenix and attended the County Supervisors Association, both their board meeting and also a training on the state of housing, and ASU presented that on how to where we're headed and what our options are. And then following Friday, had a great opportunity to represent the county and at the Giving Machine opening ceremonies, and then had a wonderful time as attending the light parade, and enjoyed the county's entry and all the effort that went into that. And that's my report.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Supervisor Howard?
I'll be brief. I attended the Pima Town Council meeting, as I do try to on a monthly basis, to keep in touch with what's going on down in the town of Pima. It's always fun and interesting to attend their meetings, and just want to give a shout out to our whole community for the light parade. It was a great success. There was a figure there, someone spouted out that there's around 8,000 people there. The streets was lined. It was amazing. Appreciate our judges, Mr. David, Mr. Bennett, and I think we had Polly was also represented, so you guys couldn't vote for our float, so that really hurts my feelings. But anyway, just a little bit on our meeting the other day in Benson with Representative Diaz. I thought it was a very productive meeting. It's always good to keep our lines of communication open with our representatives to give our wish list and listen to what their directions they're going. Also, I want to thank Paul for attending the Gila Valley Watershed Partnership for me. I had some issues with, or some personal issues in Phoenix with my wife that I had to attend to, so thank you, Supervisor David, for filling in for me on that. Also, I just want to say Merry Christmas to our whole county and all of our employees, our elected officials. It's been a great year. I'm looking forward to next year. We have an amazing community. All the giving machines here. There's so much going on right now for benefiting people that doesn't have as much. Our county did our toy drive, our Christmas tree drive. We all participated in help. It's just we're blessed to live in such an amazing giving community to be a part of. So I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and looking forward to another new year.
Great, thank you. I don't have a lot to add, but I do want to thank Representative Diaz for meeting with us. That was an important meeting. I learned a lot and appreciate him giving us that time to sit down with him. I want to thank our elected officials and department heads for sitting down with us in our meeting. We have a really good group of people that work here at the county, and just makes me grateful to sit in that meeting and look around at the people that we have that represent our county, and just want to thank you guys for that. I don't have a lot more to add. So we're going to close our regular meeting and go into a public hearing, and we will turn the time over to Mark Kavanaugh with Planning and Zoning. Thank you, Mark.
Good morning again. So we have the first one today is the request is to name a private easement. Proposed name is Portessa Lane. So this road is west of Whitmer Street and east of Clough Ave. And this is for Matthew Sherwood.
Questions, comments?
Go ahead and make a motion to, if there's nothing Supervisor David has to add, make a motion to do this request as stated, as written.
And I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, the next one, we also have a road name request. The request is to name a private easement. Proposed road name is Mirkwood Lane. Situs address, this is north of East 800 South and west of South Stable Drive.
No issue.
I've never heard of Mirkwood, but I'll approve. And I would just make a note, Mark, that these are going quickly. Business items are going to go quickly, but quite a bit of work goes into reviewing the names for suitability, for duplication, and also then there's a component where we are working with 911 as well as our GIS system. So a lot of work goes into putting these new names, and I don't know if someone gets a hold of Google or how they update the online systems to the new roads, but that's a considerable amount of work, and we appreciate your department.
Thank you.
So did we already approve the second one?
No.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the Mirkwood Lane as a proposed road name.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Next, we have a request to name a private easement. Proposed road name is Clearview Drive. Situs address is north of East Dakota Drive, a road name that you guys just recently approved, and east of South Quartz Ridge Road that you guys also recently approved.
Questions or comments?
Go ahead and make a motion to approve this road name to Clearview Drive as described.
I'll second Supervisor Howard's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you filling in for Steve today. We'll now close our public hearing and go back into our regular meeting. Do we have anybody for call to the public today? Okay, thank you, Hannah. We're now going to open the following bids.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll try to do these quickly. Steve, you want to come up and help me organize these real quick? So let's see, that one is. We had them mainly organized there. All right, culvert pipe, I think we only had one on that.
That's it.
This first, this only one for corrugated pipe is from Pacific Corrugated Pipe Company. And again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different items on there with 3 different categories. We won't read each of them, but we'll take those to be looked at by staff.
Yep, Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we go ahead and have staff review those, and because we just have one bidder, to also compare those to current construction price estimates to make sure that that this is in line with would be considered a fair bid, and then make recommendations for approval in coordination with our engineering and also you as a county manager, and that we award that to the lowest qualified bidder, assuming that their bid is reasonable.
Go ahead and second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, this next one is it petroleum products? Is that your next one?
I don't know.
The first one for petroleum products is by Relodyne Reliability Company. And again, there's about 20 different items that they can bid on here that we'll have staff look at each one. So the other bid that we received is from Arizona Petroleum. And the final one from Synergy.
And just as a point of information, if these people are interested in what the bids were, will we have that available to them later today? The bid tab results?
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman David, not today, but we will have it hopefully by the end of the week. It'll
Okay.
take us a while to go
Okay.
through them all.
So the people who bidders, if they call this afternoon, they're going to have to wait a little while to get the results.
Correct.
Okay.
And we'll inform each bidder of who the winning bid was and all the bids related to it.
Okay, very good.
Did we already make a motion?
Was that all of the emulsified we received, or petroleum products, 3 bidders? Okay, if we can have a motion on that
Yeah,
one.
go ahead and make a motion to accept these bids, to turn them over to staff for review and conformity and award it to the lowest bidder.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. The next one we're doing is signs. Signposts.
Okay, next item we have is signposts.
I know they're kind of out of order, but it's the order I'm getting them in, so.
Correct, that works. Again, several items to bid on this one, and this one is from Elite Textile Trading LLC.
Here's a bid from Interwest Safety Supply.
This one's from Accessories Squared Southwest.
And then I have finally a bid from Zumar that I'm trying to open.
Okay, this one's Interwest Safety Supply. Looks like we had 4 bids on that one. This one's from, as Vice Chairman said, Zumar Industries, Inc.
Can we get a motion?
Chairman Mack, I'll move that we go ahead and have our staff review these bids for conformity and then award the bid to the lowest qualified bidder.
We get a second?
Which one's this? The emulsified?
No, the signs.
Oh, second, I'm busy.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Motion passes. The next one will be on emulsified asphalt.
There we go.
Okay, emulsified asphalt, again, several opportunities for bid on this one, and this is from Hawker and Evans Asphalt Company, Inc.
This is from Devin Creighton. I'm not sure his DBA, who he's doing business as, but it's on the envelope, Devin Creighton.
This is Western Emulsions.
Okay.
Get a motion.
Go ahead and make a
Two on
motion
that
to
one.
turn over to staff review and conformity and award to the lowest bidder.
And we have what, two bids
Yes.
for that one?
Yes, sir.
And I'll go ahead and second Supervisor Howard's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. The next bid is gonna be for concrete. Did we only have one on that one?
Concrete?
I didn't see one on our bid schedule. We've got
Oh.
one for AB.
AB cold mixer cover materials.
So, Mr. Chairman, there was an addendum on concrete. We actually pulled that one from the bid sheet.
Okay.
So with that addendum, so we're not going to accept bids for concrete?
Correct. We're
Okay.
going to do those during the year as they come because of the
Okay.
volatility of concrete and everything.
Very good.
All right, so the next one will be our annual grader blades. Did we only have one on that one?
Yes.
This will be from Empire Cat.
Okay, this bid is from Empire Southwest LLC. It's one bid.
Motion.
Go ahead and make a motion to accept this bid, compare it to others and turn it over to staff for review and conformative.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, the next one is gonna be on cover material. Or chips, as we call them. This first one is from CKC Materials.
Okay, again, these are for chips, and we had a standard that we provided them and an opportunity to bid on two of those standards, so. That's from CKC.
There's Tri-County Materials.
Incomplete bid, isn't it? Is there another
I
in
think
there?
there's another sheet.
Okay.
Same thing for Tri-County.
Is there?
We've got a single sheet, Chairman, and I guess we'll turn this over to determine whether all the bid items or whether this is a conforming bid. But this is from Brim Hall from the Rock Point Field on Highway 70.
Okay, so we had 3 bids on that. The final bid is Brim Hall Sand and Rock.
Yeah, and they're missing the cover letter, and I'm not sure if that's required to.
We'll take a look at that, Vice Chairman.
All right, the next one is gonna
Do
be.
we need a motion?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, Chairman Mack, I'd move that we go ahead on cover material with the 3 bids to refer those to staff for review for conformity and then award to the lowest qualified bidder.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Our next one is going to be on AV material, and the first bid is from CKC Materials.
CKC.
And this is Tri-County Materials.
Another weird one. Not putting the cover sheet in.
And the third was from Brimhall, just one page.
Okay, so we had CKC, Tri-County, and Brimhall on AV.
And this is a clarification, Chairman and Manager Welker, and that is, as a company is acquired and changes ownership, what is the procedure for verifying that the new owners are going to honor all the bids and the contracts which were awarded or were offers that were made prior to the sale of the business? That's just, I guess, almost like a rhetorical question, but
I'm sure we'd meet with them, Vice Chairman, and discuss it with them and see if they're willing to honor the contract and go from there.
Okay.
The same question, if someone went bankrupt, what do we do? Well, we figure it out.
Very good.
We get a motion and a second on the AB.
Go ahead and make a motion to turn this bid over to staff for review and conformity and issue to the lowest bidder, please.
We're just about done with this.
I
I
get a
think we'll make it. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Our next one is going to be on cold mix. The first one is from Brimhall.
You have CKC there.
Okay, we have cold mix bid from Brimhall Sand and Gravel and another one from CKC
And finally, we have Tri-County Materials,
and Tri-County.
all local bidders.
All right, can we get a motion and a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we refer these bids to staff for conformity and then award, after their review, reward to the lowest responsible bidder,
And I will
the
second
lowest
that.
responsible and qualified bidder.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, want to thank everybody that submitted bids for those materials. Next, we have a presentation to do. We'd like to present an award to the Arizona Department of Corrections for all of their hard work and helping to beautify our fairgrounds. And would like to turn the time over to Manager Welker.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We've been excited about this for a while and been working closely with Mr. Dan Turley, and Dan told me, don't make this all about me, but I still did. Sorry, Dan. So we sure appreciate everything you did. Last March, I got a call from Dan Turley, and while I'm reading this, please feel free to look up there on the screen. We were gonna set it to music, but Eric and I couldn't figure out what music would be appropriate for this, so we decided we'd just talk while it's rolling. So last March,
How about Fade to Black by the Rolling Stones?
that would be appropriate.
Okay.
We should have asked you. Last March, I received a call from Mr. Dan Turley with the Department of Corrections. Dan told me he had a unique opportunity for us. He had access to an inmate paving crew that not only had the manpower, but also had the equipment most counties dream of having access to, a paving machine, along with a backhoe, a grader, loaders, and a crew of inmates who were experienced and eager to get to work. At that point, the timing couldn't have been better. We had recently taken delivery of a mountain of millings from the Highway 191 ADOT milling project. Our engineering team had just started designing the parking lots for the millings. We had the materials, we had more than capable engineers, but we simply didn't have manpower or paving equipment to move the project forward. So when Mr. Turley reached out, things fell into place quickly. If you know Dan Turley, things go quick. He doesn't drag his feet. We met with him and his team, went over the designs, and within a short time, we had a plan. One of the biggest challenges up front was that the inmate crew had never used their paving machine to reprocess pavement millings. This was a completely new application for them, but they took that challenge head on. They figured out how to screen the material, prepare it properly, and feed it through the paving machine with great results. From start to finish, this crew didn't just show up, they owned the project. They handled the grading, they handled the drainage work, something else that they had never done before, and they carried out the paving with impressive skill and professionalism. Throughout the process, our county engineers and surveyors, who I'd also like to recognize here, Eric Engel, Johnny Griffin, and Romero Martins, worked side by side with the DOC crew, and it truly became a collaborative effort. The results have exceeded all expectations, as you can see from the video. 4.5 acres of new parking lots, 514 new spaces, built to a higher standard than we could have ever imagined with used millings, and completed with an estimated savings of $1.5 million for the county. This is just not a story of financial success. It's been a model of innovation and partnership that we're really proud of. I want to thank the Graham County team one more time. I mentioned our engineering department. I would also like to thank our parks crew, Trey Andrews, Jim Gutierrez, and also our highway department, Steve Puzas and Daniel Horner, and their crew for doing the final oil and rolling application on the project. This is also a new process for them that took some research and coordination with our contract boot truck and emulsion contractor. Most of all, I want to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Dan Turley, his helper, Nick Lamora, and all of DOC, and especially these wonderful inmates. They were willing to take on a project that had never been done this way before, and they approached it with confidence and a spirit of partnership. We also want to thank the inmates and the entire DOC crew for their incredible hard work, especially during the heat of the summer. Of course, we did this in June and July. Their dedication, their craftsmanship, and their willingness to push into new territory made this project possible. This was a true team effort, and the results will benefit the citizens of Graham County for many years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manager Welker, and I just want to express my sincere gratitude to Dan and his team. Our youth are the backbone of our community, and our county is very focused, especially our Trey and his crew at the fairgrounds, on making our fairgrounds a safe, beautiful place for kids to come and gather and do sports and have activities, as well as adults. But you guys saved us a lot of money, and on a tight budget, you helped us out a bunch, and we definitely appreciate that, and appreciate the Department of Corrections for all their help.
Yeah, I'd just like to say we don't give enough credit to the Department of Corrections, what you add to our community and the job offerings you have and the willingness to help us here in Graham County. And it's very much noticed here, and I think the community notices as well. So thank you guys very, very much for all you do and what you bring to our community, the economic driver as well as, again, as jobs. So thank you very much for partnering with Graham County. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you. And I would add that there's definitely a safety component, a safety element, and that is with the delineated parking. You have people who are parking in an orderly fashion generally. That means that people getting in and out of their vehicles, they're much less likely to have a conflict with someone who's looking for a parking space in just a park wherever you can find. This is it's a great safety improvement, and drainage. That was very important, and it gives us an opportunity to and instead of having that water run off and be lost, we have detention ponds, and that those will be part of the recharge, and it just instead of having a frog pond and a mud bog whenever it rains, we now have a safe, clean, and a greatly improved fairground. So thank you very much.
All right. If we could have Dan and his team come up, we'd like to present our award and take a quick picture with you. Corrections for your tremendous support in constructing over 4.5 acres of Graham County Fairgrounds parking, saving the county $1.5 million, paving the way literally for the benefit of our community. Thank you, guys.
You know, I do. I don't like my name being said that much. There's a podium. I'd like to recognize the people from DOC here. Major Kirkland was actually the first person that kind of introduced this project to us. It couldn't take place without him actually bringing this to the forefront of our processes. Also like to recognize Warden Angie Camacho. The inmates belong to her. They are let outside and work in the community under her supervision. Like to recognize my boss, Deputy Assistant Director Jim Cummins. We put a presentation together and said, what do you think? Can we help out a community? And I was proud that Jim jumped on. He championed that cause. Also, Randy Ellard, he's our construction administrator. The SMART team, who works directly under Kevin Caffel, my friend here, they go throughout the state. We call it the SMART team. It's the Special Maintenance and Repair Team. There are a bunch of inmates that have specialty skills that we send out in the community. They're afforded better opportunity to advance themselves because they've proven themselves inside the institutional process. That SMART team was a group of 8 individuals who now some of them have released from incarceration. But we do have very, very technically savvy individuals working in corrections. We like to prepare them for the next phase of their life, whether that be in the paving and construction field or whether it be in another professional atmosphere. But we do have some very, very qualified and wonderful individuals that just need a chance. And I'm proud that this group has supported this. DOC is trying to create better individuals, and these are the individuals that walk into your neighborhoods. They're going to be your neighbors in the future. They're going to be working with our kids, working with our youth. And we appreciate that these young men these men in this incarceration right now are advancing themselves for the future. And I'm thankful for DOC, for a Deputy Assistant Director, Jim Cummins, that he can see the future of DOC. And I think that we're doing great things right now. So I'm going to present this to Jim Cummins.
I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity. It was a great opportunity. It came together. It was a great collaboration. And we look forward to doing things in the future. Thank you.
Could you just briefly address the ongoing benefits after this project's done, and that we partnership with DOC that means as far as works?
Mike, you're right. You can see from the video, we have 150 acres of fairgrounds out there. This parking lot was the first of many projects. We've budgeted a couple $1 million to start planting about 1,500 trees out there, new playground equipment, and just new amenities throughout. We've always relied heavily on inmates to help us maintain this park. We have 3 full-time employees, and we ideally like to have 10 to 15 inmates. And we used to get that. COVID kind of, just like everything, sunk us for a little while, but I think we're back to around 8 or so. We'd still like to get more, but we appreciate Kirkland for his help with that, and we really could not maintain this facility without the inmates. So we appreciate all your efforts getting them out to us, and we can't tell you how much we value them and need them. So the more you have, please send them our way. We need them and we rely on them. So thank you.
Can you help us, Hannah?
Please, yeah, there we go.
Just come to our fair this year, 100th anniversary in October of our fair. We'd love to have you. We'll even comp you some free tickets.
Can we set up a booth?
Yes.
For recruitment.
Hey, you guys need an auctioneer, I know that.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
The new boss better than the old boss. Not same as the old boss.
Yes, and yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming to our meeting today too. We appreciate it.
That's it.
All right, that will conclude our meeting today. Thank all of you for being here and for your input and all your hard work. We will adjourn our meeting.